First of all, thank you so much for the kind introduction, and I'm really honored to be here. Before this presentation, I reach out to respected Indian leaders across to make sure that I'm reflecting the key concerns and the issues, especially with the situation of Indian minorities and the Muslims, and definitely propose some solutions and the efforts that is underway. With that said, I will start with the presentation. This presentation's credit and the content goes to Professor Dr. Nazir Ahmed. He is a PhD from India. And these are the things that are extraordinary concern for humanity. And with that said, I also would like to take time to pay my respect to Peter Frederick. This is literally, everything you said was so authentic and absolutely so aligned to the practical reality that this presentation is literally pretty much continuation or perhaps validation of the key points that Peter actually mentioned. With that said, I'm going to be starting this presentation. The situation in India is very, very serious. The people are concerned. As a matter of fact, after the election of Modi, I saw that across the board, Indians were extremely concerned, especially in Silicon Valley where I live. And I couldn't understand that how can they have such a sheer fear in their heart and in their eyes, especially living in the US. And they were like really saying that, Rizwan, just pray to God, we are in an extremely bad shape. Now that I see this presentation, I can actually fully understand. India is building the concentration camps. And this is a fact that has not been reported in the media. This is the actual picture in the province or state of Assam. They are literally having, just like our Peter said, that they have an ideology that's pretty much sourced from Nazi Germany. They basically leverage the books from Adolf Hitler. They literally basically the foundation of this extremist view is really interesting. I'm gonna explain. There is a difference between Hindu and Hindutva. Hindutva is that extremist ideology that is basically having a label of Hinduism. Hinduism is just like Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, all the good religions, and there is goodness. We need to identify what Hindutva is, what their extremist message is, their outreach, and what they're doing, so the world will become aware, and we can actually hopefully raise our voices and help humanity. They are, like I said, building, just like in Nazi Germany, they're building concentration camps. They're actually literally capturing the people and putting it here. And there are more evidences that, I'm getting from the Indian community. As a matter of fact, not just Muslims, it's Dalit, it's Sikh. They're all very, very concerned. And I'm going to propose or actually demonstrate some of the capabilities that ABLE community and some other organizations have put together. Basically, I led that effort. This is the construction that is happening. I want people to actually take a closer look that they're building at a feverish rate in preparation of basically concentrating millions and millions of people, minorities, definitely Muslims, but there is no discrimination. It could be Muslim, Dalit, Sikh. But if you pay attention to this construction, look at this construction. Do you feel any similarity? This is Auschwitz, just 75 years ago. And what we are extremely concerned that we don't want this to be repeated. The International Court of Justice condemned the genocide in Myanmar rightfully. India, because of its size, population, and literally the size of the minorities, which could be 100 times more tragic. This is so much heartbreaking and really, really devastating. They are building the concentration camps. 10 are operational. These are validated data. Dozen more are under construction. And 1.9 million declared non-citizen in the small state of Assam alone. Nationwide list of non-citizens is being prepared. It will run into tens of millions. Law similar to Nuremberg laws in Nazi Germany has been enacted to include 200 plus million Muslims, Christians, and Dalits, migrant laborers will undoubtedly follow. This is a serious condition that we're not aware of it. This is concerning that we don't want the repetition of the Nazi Germany and the genocide of the Jews. And this is what Dr. Nazir Ahmed really raised the point that Hindutva is a fascist ideology. One of the authors and the founders of the Gurkha, this is his statement: the non-Hindu people of Hindustan must either adopt Hindu culture and language, must learn and respect, hold and reverence of the Hindu religion, must entertain no idea but of those of glorification of the Hindu race and culture. In a world that must cease to be foreigners and or may stay in the country wholly subordinate to the Hindu nation, claiming nothing, deserving no privilege, far less any preferential treatment, not even citizens' right. That is exactly what Dr. Peter mentioned is happening. They passed the law for making millions of people non-citizens, and this is what's been condemned in many cities in US, especially from Seattle and many other areas, and just recently in San Francisco. San Francisco actually condemned the CEA law. Mr. Golgalkar continues, to keep the purity of its race and culture, Germany shocked the world by her pursuing the country of the Semitic races, the Jews. Race pride at its highest has been manifested here, a good lesson for us in Hindustan to learn and profit by. Hindutva is not Hinduism. Hinduism, along with Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, Buddhism, Sikhism, Taoism, and others, is a world religion. And of course, we must all respect and care for each other. By contrast, Hindutva is a fascist ideology. It admires the Nazis and what Hitler did to the Jews, and they are absolutely, in an extreme form, committed to repeat that in India. And this is already happening. Very few people knew that Mein Kampf, a bestseller, is in India. It's one of the bestsellers. Hindutva has reached right here in US. They have their chapters in US. They are promoting their candidates to run in the elections. They are ensuring that the communication, the media, all those things are being conveying the BJP, RSS extremist agenda and the views right here in US. And we should be very, very concerned and be aware of this situation. Like I said, that they are reaching across the globe. Outside of neighboring Nepal, strongest in 3 English-speaking countries, the US, the UK, and Australia. There are reports of their organization in at least 39 countries worldwide. So this is such a situation which this extremist organization is spreading across the globe. This is Kashmir lockdown, just like Dr. Petros mentioned, 600 armed soldiers, one for every house. And there was incredible atrocities, especially across all gender, but children, young girls, raped, murdered, all those things. Incredible atrocities. $70,000 plus are killed in Kashmir. And children and women are blinded by bullet guns. Muslims and Hindus suffer alike. One of the concerns we all can understand, this is happening, which is basically the center of 3 nuclear powers. India as a nuclear power, Pakistan as a nuclear power just at the border, and China as a nuclear power. And this is what these extremists are doing, which is extremely concerning to the rest of the world. These are some of the slides where people are trying to come together. And in the US, there is efforts going on to condemn their non-citizen laws. They're going directly and attacking people. I have seen images, videos. They are just beating Muslims. They're beating Muslims. They're beating women to the point, I swear, that it just feels like they will be dying. And I'm just in shock for the images and videos that I've seen.
And Mr. Ashraf,
yep.
We're at the 7 minutes. If you read your concluding statements at this time,
sure.
So we can move on to the next one. Thank you.
One of the things that ABLE community has done is that we actually help to build a platform to basically bring more awareness for the human rights abuses in India. They're murdering, they're lynching. So all those information is here, all human rights abuses. There is some media in terms of the images, videos, if you guys want to visit. Here we have listed the resolutions passed in condemnation of the India CA law. So this is a source that I'm opening to the rest of the group, that if we want to collaborate, we'll be open to help document and bring the awareness to the rest of the humanity working together. Thank you.